It's the Don't Make It Weird podcast with your hosts, Daniel and Dina Saurus.
What's happening?
Still not here. Daniel's still taking time. We can't do a normal intro. He's still taking time to adjust and learn from the group that he offended on Twitter or X or whatever. So it's just us today, Sean. That's okay. I'm glad that you can be here with me. I'm glad
sorry
that
to disappoint
we're
you.
above his discretions.
I'm just glad we didn't get dragged down with him, you know?
Yeah, I wasn't going to take that bullet for him. I'll take any bullet except for that one, you know?
I'd take a real bullet before I took this one.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Teasing story time already. No, just kidding. Actually, I am joined by my new guest co-host, our underachieving star slacker, Sloan Brooks.
Hello, excited to be here.
AKA Shannon.
Yeah.
Sing Pick Up Your Praise. Shout out. Bless. So yeah, how's it going, Shannon?
Going pretty well, you know. I'm taking a big risk by appearing on the show after Daniel's scandal, but I just had to do it for our friendship.
So it's okay.
So, yeah.
You're so brave.
Yeah,
I know.
as long
It's
as he's
totally not worth
acknowledged
it.
his discretion. Yeah, that's true. She does have a new book coming out. But anyway, we're going to get right into it with Dina's TikTok conspiracy corner that I didn't prepare for at all because I totally forgot.
Surely
that I
you
was
have
supposed
some
to
hot ones on your mind.
Daniel's
I do,
spirit
but I have
lives
to
on
load-
in Dina.
I have to load it. Fuck you. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. I got it. All right. Neil Armstrong and Michael Collins and Buzz Aldrin are all prisoners from Alcatraz, faking it as actors, and this was their way out of prison in Alcatraz.
You're talking about the people who went to the moon.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
Why do
moonlight
you
fake.
say this? What's your evidence here?
My evidence is a TikTok. So no, if you pull up all three pictures, if you pull up the pictures of all three of them, they look exactly the same people. They just changed
So you're
their
talking
hair.
about three specific people who escaped Alcatraz?
They didn't escape. The government hired them, if I remember the TikTok correctly. The government hired them
Nailing it.
to
So
the
their
government
freedom.
hired them
Yeah.
for their freedom to serve the country, and they have to now live with this lie. That's why they all look so sad when they came back from the moon, because they didn't actually go to the moon, and now they're like, this was their penance. They have to.
So they're willing to
the entire
lie
country.
in exchange for their freedom.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't remember the TikTok, honestly, and I wasn't fully prepared for this one. So, yeah. That's what we're going with. Sean, how disappointed in me are you right now?
I'm just trying to decide if this is worth leaving in, to be honest with you.
Should we just go back to an old noun isn't real? I'll start. Daniel isn't real.
Daniel is not real.
Daniel's
Daniel's
real.
a construct.
Wait. I can redeem myself with this one. Y'all know the Hawk-Tua girl?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, she's not real. The Hawk-Tua girl is a former Israeli soldier cosplaying a Southern Belle because her dad hired a PR firm to scrub her off the internet and erased her TikTok where she didn't even speak English from Trill Burr on X. Oh, that conspiracy is from Trill Burr on X.
Incredible. So she never existed, or she did exist, and now she's being
She
scrubbed.
existed. She was an Israeli soldier, and then her dad is super rich, and he hired somebody. Now she's a sleeper cell, I guess.
Yeah, we all know about those white blonde Israeli soldiers.
The sleeper cells.
Yeah.
To infiltrate the country, yeah.
This one checks out. What do you think, Shannon, as an expert in sleeper cell Israeli soldiers yourself?
Sure, we'll say that makes sense. Dina needs the win here. Yeah. How's your Neo?
heard it here.
How's your Neopet, Dina? Is it floundering as well?
I'm almost 5
It's not
million
real.
Neopian dollars.
Dina's Neopet is not real.
It's fake. No, but actually, let's talk about what am I saying?
Let's
Go to accountability buddy segment that we in no way stole. Man, his scripts are really hard. Let's talk about let's
go to our
move on
accountability buddy segment, which we in no way stole from the We Have Issues podcast. Absolutely do not check out Anthony and Stevie Wildcard. Something, I don't know. That's how it goes.
No, it's pretty. I mean, you nailed it.
So much better than I do.
We Have Issues on YouTube, and Anthony Lafusi and Stevie Wildcard on social media. Do not follow them and check them out, because then you might see that we did not steal this segment from them.
Perfect.
Not a doctor.
So Dina, you have some stuff you might want to talk about. You been writing anything?
Legally, I'm not allowed to talk about anything. So, but I do have something.
You may or may not have been working on something.
Yeah.
Dina's
I may or may not have been
project is not
working on
real.
something that's fake. It never existed. Yeah, and we'll find out probably by the time this episode airs whether or not I can talk about said thing, or if my dreams are going to be crushed into a million different pieces and left in the bottom of a pit. So that's fun. But it was really fun to potentially create this imaginary thing that I in no way had anything to do with and might never talk about again. So
I, for one, enjoy the warmth and comfort of the bottom of the pit. So you're always welcome to join me there.
cool. Thanks. Shannon, what have you been working on?
Well, I've been waiting on my edits for my book that's coming out next year. I've been waiting for
Wait, what book is
approximately...
that?
The
It's
Underachiever's
called The
Guide
Underachiever's
to...
Guide to Love and Saving the World, available for pre-order now.
That's the
It's so
anyways,
good.
Yeah, I've been waiting for edits for approximately 84 years. And so while I've been waiting, I've been working on a YA project, which is kind of different for me. But I have struggled my way
Yeah, you never really
through-
talk about it.
Yeah, it's because it's
You're
not very
pulling
good.
a real Rance Denton on this one.
I know. Anyways, I'm about
Why don't you think it's good?
Because it's not good. So
Are you
I've been
40,000 into it?
40,000 into it, yeah. And I would like to say that that's the midpoint, but it's going to be pretty chunky, so I don't think I'm quite there yet. But it's coming along.
Right
It's
on.
about...
It is about, so it's like a romantasy mixed with like a cozy mystery set to the backdrop of like a murder trial. So think like Hunger Games meets cozy fantasy, because the main character is not actually in the murder games. She is just like a random baker that gets wrapped up in all of this crazy violence and stuff. And she has to try to solve this murder in the midst of all this chaos.
I'm in.
That sounds like way too much plot for me to handle.
It's way too much plot for me
That
to
sounded
handle, too.
sexual. That's what she said.
Wait, that wasn't sexual?
No, I did not mean for... Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Did we forget? Speaking of which, if you hear a buzzer like that, that means someone said
Oh,
one of
shit,
our
sorry.
buzzwords or phrases, and that means we have to take a drink. We're also all observing Buffalo rules here, which means we drink with our offhand. We're all right-handed here, which means we all have to drink with our left hand. If someone is caught drinking with their right hand, they will be subject to finishing their drink.
What's that noise, guys? Do you guys hear that? We just got a voicemail. We just got a voicemail. Voicemail.
Oh, I see we're changing the theme song, or adding to it, rather.
Yeah,
We
I
do
just
have a
wanted
voicemail,
to
you guys.
sing
Oh,
blues.
I'm reaching deep into the bottom of the backlog that we have here, because we've been bad at recording things and bad at, listening to voicemails. So this was from like 5 or 6 months ago. So let's see how this goes.
I love that journey for us.
Hey, it's me again. I was listening to the Christmas show, and I thought it was really good. And I felt really sad.
Is this Wanda again?
that Daniel
I think
had
so.
to go. He's so sweet. He's a sweet boy.
Daniel did have to go.
And I
Yeah,
loved it.
all the way to hell.
It's so funny. and I love you guys. Okay, bye.
Okay,
Thank you so
bye.
much for calling, Wanda. We were sad to see Daniel go, but there were way too many cooks in that kitchen anyway. So maybe it wasn't that bad of a thing for him to go that day.
Yeah. It could have been way worse.
We're glad you
Shannon's
enjoyed it,
peeing.
though.
Everybody look away.
Just a little bit.
Don't look, everybody.
Do
Should
we
we
have
do one
another
more?
voicemail, Sean? Yeah.
Yeah, we
let's
could do one more. We're catching up, so let's see what we got.
All the voicemails.
Listen, Daniel, Josh, Dina, I'm gonna see you on the quarter mile. You tell them that Anthony and Steven are running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines. I got it, O'Connor. Okay? Now listen, you'd better not be granny clutching or double shifting. I'm not a buster, man. I'm out here like you, Dom. I can drive real fast. Hey.
Are we doing
I don't
Fast and the
care.
Furious?
This is a family.
Yeah, we
gotta
are.
have a family episode with the people.
Oh, this is probably from when I said I had never seen it.
My contain empty. And you know what? I gotta tell you, what's a Mazda 70 on a 358 quarter 39er? Brian?
Do you know the answer, Shannon?
I'm gonna kill you. Okay?
That was nonsense.
And then I'm gonna name my son after you. And that's what I call family. That doesn't sound like family to me, Dom. Letty wanted this. She wanted it. Don't you talk about Letty. She's my man. I love him as a her. And him is beautiful. Well, Dom.
She is beautiful.
Family, we accept everyone for who they are. You're damn right, O'Connor. You're damn right. Now get out of here with your wild horses. I'm gonna make a tuna sandwich with cilantro on you. Yeah? Yeah, well that's what she said, Dom. That's what she said.
I'm pretty sure that was legitimately Vin Diesel.
It sounded like
always
it.
I
knew-
thought it was
I
that
always
dead
knew.
dude, actually. Man, that joke would have
You
been way
thought it was-
funnier if I knew who it was.
Paul Walker?
That's
Is that
the
who you're
guy.
talking about? That's the
That's
guy? Yeah.
That's him. It would have been funny. Okay.
No, I'm
Well,
pretty
that
sure
sucks.
that
Well, it's been
I'm
a
pretty sure that
long
Dom
year
is
without you.
Vin Diesel. Yeah, that's Vin Diesel. It was definitely Vin Diesel, you guys. I always knew he was a fan.
Yeah. He's left a couple comments on some episodes. Go back and watch it, guys. You can find the comments in the
Yeah, go check the comments.
in
Yeah.
the YouTube. I don't know what's happening, why I can't speak today. Maybe I'm just nervous because Shannon's here. Anyway, if you guys too would like to be featured on our show and leave us a voicemail, you can call us at 347-69-WEIRD. That's 347-699-3473. The Eagle. Also,
Correct.
I know that we skipped Daniel's shower thoughts, but I have a shower thought.
Okay, let's hop
Okay,
into the shower.
you need redemption for your conspiracy corner. So you can
Yeah,
go
well,
ahead.
now I'm
Thanks,
definitely
appreciate
leaving in
that.
Conspiracy Corner.
Sorry.
Okay, thanks. I know I needed to say my shame. I have to live with that forever. Ow. So you know how like shows in the early 2000s had like their song intros or whatever, and it was like the slow motion frame, a couple frames from an episode or whatever. How come sometimes the show would air with a full song intro, and sometimes it would air with like a I'm a survivor, and like that's all that they did. Like, why was it not always
Do you want the
full
real
theme?
answer?
Did it have to do with like how long the show ran? If they needed to cut some time,
That's exactly why.
that would be my guess.
Why wouldn't they just write the show the length that they...
Dina,
Because
tell me how
words on
long
a
it took
page.
you to trim a certain something that we're not supposed to talk about down to a certain word count I'm not going to talk about.
I was literally just about to say, man, if I was in film, I wouldn't do that. And then I realized
Fun fact.
nothing at all, because I'm not legally allowed to talk about anything.
So The Simpsons does this on purpose. The Simpsons has done this for 35 years or something. The couch gag at the beginning of the show where they, the
Yeah.
theme song plays. Sometimes the couch gag's really long. And the reason is because they just add longer there for that gag if the runtime of the show isn't long enough for 22 minutes, 30 seconds or whatever it needs to be. And sometimes it's really short for the opposite reason. So like if the actual runtime of the finished product is too long, they'll just do a short couch gag.
Speaking
That's the
of
same
gag,
thing.
Dina, speaking of gag, would you consider yourself a teeth?
Ooh.
Yeah,
She just
sometimes
actually
Tickle the
gagged.
Pickle, sing Pickle Be Praised. Oh, I did. Ha. Yeah, but I don't know what story we're telling. Oh, we're telling that story.
I
Okay.
think you're.
Yeah, today
No,
we're
we're
gonna-
not. Wait, hold on.
The time you save someone's life, right?
You get to choose. Is that what you want?
That is what I choose.
Okay, Shannon got to choose. We didn't do a poll this week because I'm a bad producer.
Okay.
So we gave
And
Shannon a
because
couple
my
options.
opinion is the only opinion that matters. So
Correct.
Yeah.
True.
So the story that Dina's going to tell is the time she saved someone's life. Parenthetical, Lil Will Pool.
No, the parenthetical was just for me to remind myself which time this story was.
was that the
Read
worst
that.
story of the lineup?
We have to
Did I
wait and
choose
find
badly?
out.
Okay.
We have to wait and find out.
Wait, what was the lineup?
It was the time I held
yeah,
someone at
it was.
gunpoint.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's a good one.
It's just a
Sorry.
life. Who cares? Yeah.
They're all good ones. All right, you guys, we're going to play a new game that Dina came up with. Well, didn't come up with. This is
That
the thing that
TikTok
people have
came
been
up
doing on social media for the last recent history. We're going to do a Hear Me Out cake with our special guest co-host, Shannon.
I'm so excited for this. Honestly, I wanted to skip all of the beginning and just do this.
Oh, we could. We could just do the whole episode if you want.
Sean, are you doing
Yeah,
it?
I'm so ready.
Yeah, you can see the cake, right, you guys?
Yeah.
So who's
Yeah.
going first?
Well,
Dina can
Shannon
go
asked
first
you
'cause
if
she has
you're
more.
doing it.
Yeah, are you doing it, Sean?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm just going to drop them
Awesome.
onto the cake. So, since I have Shannon's
No,
ready.
that's not what she's
crap,
asking.
I can't. What?
Are you going to participate in the game?
Oh, no, I had no time to plan anything. Also, I clearly
What a
don't
loser.
understand the game because I thought it was something entirely different.
Oh, do I need to explain the game? So today's game is basically where it's called the Hear Me Out cake, and you have to think of and pick characters from any form of media, or it could be objects or things. We didn't do that though. We're just doing characters that are unconventionally attractive that you find attractive. So it can't be something mainstream like Hiccup or Spirit the Horse. Like it has to. Oh shit. Sorry, guys. Has to be a character that is not conventionally attractive, and I mean we're not going to explain why we find them attractive, but like it's like that. Oh, I see, like what you're talking about.
You're not
Aren't you
going
supposed
see why
to?
they're attractive.
Aren't you supposed to explain? Because isn't it like, hear me out? This is why.
That's literally what it sounds
I've
like.
never seen anybody explain it though.
I might
They
ask
just
you
kind
to
of
explain, Dina,
they stick
depending
a
on what you
skewer in the
put.
cake and then they just laugh for a second and they move on. That's what I've seen.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean I can explain. I'll back up my whatever.
Okay, Shannon,
okay.
here you go.
Okay, this is my one. This is my punt. I ran out of ideas, so I went with this one. This is Mr. Tumnus from The Chronicles of Narnia, and honestly, I
That
think this
shouldn't count.
is more about James McAvoy than it is about Mr. Tumnus because I liked him more in Penelope. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie about the girl with the pig nose.
Oh yeah, I have.
He was so hot in that movie. He was like one of my first crushes ever. So yeah.
I don't think he should count, but it's fine.
You don't have like a thing for big ears or like goatees. It's
I mean,
just
he's a
James McAvoy.
reclusive, quiet man who lives alone in the woods. What's not to like?
Sounds really safe.
Ron Swanson.
Mhm.
I can see why it was a sexual awakening for some. Okay,
All right, Dina.
my next one is gonna be the Griffin
Hold on.
from Quest for Camelot.
Hold on. Let me see if I can just copy it and put it in because. Yeah, I can. There we go. Boom.
Yeah.
He's
This
kind
is-
of a zaddy. I mean, I see it.
This is
Yeah,
something.
like he's
The original Bat
This is-
Boy. Rhysand could never.
Never. This was like I was obsessed with that movie as a child and I didn't understand why. And then I was like trying to think of characters and I was like, oh, I remember why I was obsessed with this movie. So yeah, there you go. Enjoy that, guys.
Incredible. Shannon's next one is
Mr. Tin Man.
the Tin Man.
From The Wizard of Oz. Specifically, the book Tin Man, because he has an amazingly tortured
Oh, yeah.
backstory, and I love a good
Yes.
tortured man. So,
The book Tin Man, absolutely on board with that. The movie Tin Man, have you guys
can I go
seen
into
that
can I go into
super-
Tin Man lore for just a second?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
go ahead.
Okay, so I was researching more into Tin Man for today, and Tin Man actually has his own book, I guess, in the same Wizard of Oz series. And I guess he teams up with another tin guy, a tin soldier, and they both had fallen for the same person that the Wicked Witch had gotten mad at them about and had cursed their weapons to chop off their limbs, and they went to the tinsmith, and the tinsmith made them limbs. So him and his soldier friend, they return to the tinsmith and find all their body parts there, but notice that some of them are missing, and they're like, what the heck, man? And it turns out the tinsmith had made like an apprentice out of their spare parts. And to make matters worse, their old girlfriend had fallen in love with their spare part person.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's amazing.
This is why The Wizard of Oz is like all-time favorite series for me. There's 14 books, and it is nothing like the movies at all.
It's
like
so
the
dark.
movie. It's so dark. It's so gross and twisted. Oh my god. It's so good.
I hope they have plenty of
It just-
oil wherever those tin men are.
It adds a new definition to velvet wrap steel.
It sure does.
Oh my god. Okay, I think Sean just saw my next one. So, my next one is gonna be Abu from Aladdin. No shame. I also need everybody to know that I'm terrified of monkeys, but Abu, 10 out of 10. Love him.
Would you say he's your boo?
Oh, I see what you did there.
That's funny because it's
Stupid.
wordplay.
Totally.
That's punny.
I think it's because Dina loves bread just as much as Abu does. and
Honestly,
would
I
steal
just
it
love a
if
good
necessary.
sassy little guy, and he's just so sassy.
So sassy.
Sassy.
All right,
Your sassy pants.
Shannon.
Miss Hannigan from Annie.
All right.
I can't get on board with that one.
She is the OG girl boss. I mean, who among us has not stumbled out of bed in our pajamas and gone to our little work from home job still hungover from the night before? I mean, I can
Honestly,
get behind it.
relatable.
And, you know, everyone says, oh, but she was so bad to the kids. She hated those kids. She still took care of them. Did they die? No, they didn't die. She just gave them chores.
That's my
Like, that's
standard
not
as
so
a
bad.
mother.
They didn't die is the standard. Yeah, like that's the
Yeah.
minimum requirement. And she nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I stand
10
by
out of
this.
10. All right. I mean,
And she
like,
makes
at first,
gin
I
in her
was not for
bathtub.
it.
Listen, you're a
true,
believer.
that's
That's
true.
okay. People can change their minds.
All right. Yeah, I mean, at first I was like, nah, but like your explanation, I get it. I absolutely get it.
Mm-hmm.
My next one is gonna be the Inquisitive Radio. Little dumpster.
First of all, thank you so much for even knowing what the Brave Little Toaster is, because I didn't think your generation knew what this was.
You're welcome.
But I love everything about this pick. No notes.
No, I think it speaks for itself.
He's got a very nice probe. I mean,
Yep.
Oh my god, Shannon. See, okay, I was gonna have some like objects or whatever to add to this to be funny, and then everything that I was picking, I was like, whoever watches this is just gonna make it so perverted, and I couldn't do it.
I mean, if someone's gonna make something perverted, they can do it with anything. Let's be real about that.
Yeah, she took the probe on my Inquisitive Radio, so.
I mean, I just really love this pick because the radio can set whatever mood music you want at any time, and you're good to go.
I didn't think about that. Good looking out.
All right, Shannon,
okay.
let's hear you out for your next one.
Okay, this is Joseph
Donny Osmond.
from, no, not Donny Osmond. Donny Osmond specifically in this role as Joseph in the musical movie Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor
Yeah,
Dreamcoat. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
This
god.
was like my original crush, and I watched this movie so many times, and my parents thought, oh wow, she just really loves good Christian films. And it was like, no, it's because Donny Osmond in Guy Liner is so hot.
I've
so
never
good.
seen it.
When he gets thrown in prison and he loses his shirt and he just like sings at the sky, it's just so good.
Probably for this very reason, my parents were like, no, she's not
Well,
allowed to watch it.
there's a pretty like whenever Pharaoh's wife tries to seduce him or whatever, they're in like these bodysuits with just like strategically placed sparkles. So that's probably why.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably super scandalous back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my next one is going to be Lord Darkar from the Wings Club, which we've talked about on the show before. 10 out of 10. Love that show. It's a great show. Don't watch the new version, though. You have to watch the 4Kids TV version. But Lord Darkar, original baddie. He's got his own cave and, like, witches to do his bidding. And, like, he's such a baddie. I love him so much.
I'm going to take your word for that one.
He's after the ultimate power, too. So, like, swoon.
Right. Swoon. All right, Shannon has one more, and then I think Dina has 27 more. So
probably.
All right, Shannon, let's hear you out on this one.
Okay, this is Samson from the Holy Bible.
Oh my god.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I know.
I've never
no
seen
context.
that
You're
either.
just
I thought that I had.
This is
no. Look at him. There's no context needed. Honestly,
Yeah,
at first
I
I
mean-
thought that it was Aslan though, and I was like, that doesn't.
No.
I mean, he
the
looks
dude-
conventionally hot to me. So how does this
Yeah, the
check
dude
out?
slayed 1,000-person army with the jawbone of a donkey, which is like undeniably problematic, but also you can't deny that it's kind of metal AF.
It's a little hot.
So like, yeah, it's
It really
a little
is.
hot. So, and you know, he's got that hair, so you know he was slaying while he was slaying. He looked good doing it. I don't think you need to hear me out. It speaks for itself.
You're right. Absolutely not. We don't need to. Oh my god. My next one is Devin, specifically the dragon on the left of the picture. I couldn't crop it.
You couldn't crop it.
Also
Okay.
from Quest from Camelot.
Sweet Jesus. I think I can crop it.
Devin is my favorite.
You said on the left,
He-
right?
Yeah, I named
left,
a
correct?
plant in my house after Devin. On your left.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he's funny, and I like him. And yeah, I don't really have much else for that. He's just.
Can I be so
he's-
honest? I have not seen any of these cartoons that Dina has referenced. Not one.
You have not
Aladdin?
seen Aladdin?
I've not seen Aladdin. No.
Are you fucking joking?
You're not
I've seen
a
it.
Disney Gorley?
Straight red.
Not really, no. I've seen it like on stage, but no, I have not seen the movie Aladdin in its entirety.
I'm shooketh, if you will.
Well, then this one's not gonna make any sense either, because my last one is Rhubarb from Quest for Camelot. So
Yeah, I don't know what this Quest for Camelot thing is.
We've run
The
out of
best-
sticks, so I'm just gonna throw this dude somewhere.
yeah, because I wasn't planning on having him, then I was like, ooh, ginger.
Oh,
So-
you didn't even get a transparent version of this guy.
That receding
I did,
hairline,
but-
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he
listen,
needs a
he has a
bandana or
griffin.
something.
Oh.
He has a griffin.
and power. That's his griffin up there. So they're a duo. So do with that what you will.
All right, so
It's just a good movie.
soak this in, ladies. How do we feel about this collection?
Confused?
This is the weirdest fucking
Concerned?
Confused?
I
Mostly
had a cookbook
confused.
to add on there too, if anybody was wondering, because I was
A
trying to think of
cookbook?
objects. Yeah, I was trying to think of objects, and I was like looking at my bookshelf, and I was like, "That Betty Crocker Better Homes is looking real good." So yeah,
Fantastic.
Growing up, because I was homeschooled, we had a book called Sister Wendy's Book of Art or something like that. And it was just full of art. And like, of course, some of it was nude. And so that was kind of like my brother's sexual awakening, I think. Him and Sister Wendy got pretty closely acquainted.
Wow.
is this
That's
the brother
hot.
that I accidentally said "Hey Cowboy" to?
Yep, that's him.
Love that.
He got to the book before my mom sharpied out all of the genitals.
Wow.
Mhm.
Are you sure that you weren't in the cult?
I was cult adjacent, I feel like, because my mom
Cult
had lots
adjacent,
of
that's right.
Yeah, my mom had lots of like cult friends who would peer pressure her to be like equally restrictive, and so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel
Incredible.
that.
This has been really eye-opening for me, you guys. I hope it doesn't awaken something in me, but we'll have to wait and see. Thank you for playing Hear Me Out Cake.
Alrighty, so today we are actually going to be discussing a topic that was suggested by our Patreon supporter, Shannon Bright. And for just $1 per month, you too can help support the show and gain exclusive access to content and suggest segment ideas like this one. Visit us at patreon.com/DMIW and, show a little love, support Sean, because this is not a cheap endeavor. Thank you. We're going to talk about how to nail a climax.
Nail it.
Nail it.
So
Nail it
hard.
good. Shannon, you want to start because this was your suggestion anyway?
I asked this question because I wanted to know, but I guess I can start.
She was,
Yeah.
she was asking for like her own
Are we
personal
talking
educational
about-
purposes.
Are we talking about a sexual climax in a book? Or are we
No.
just talking about...
Just a climax, like the end of the book.
Not
I mean,
even,
I guess
we're just talking about sexual
Oh.
climaxes in general. It has nothing to do with books.
Right,
How did he do that?
No idea.
Why would you ask us? We go to you for help. What do you... What a stupid thing to suggest, Shannon. We literally text you and ask you.
Let's discuss how to nail a climax as discussed by people that don't know how to nail a climax.
Okay.
How about
This
that?
is an idiot's guide to how to nail a
Cliffhangers.
climax. We're the idiots. Yes.
Yeah, this is climaxing for dummies.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is really slow today.
I just love how many that's what she said could have been stuck in there.
Shit. I just rely heavily on cliffhangers, man.
Isn't that an ending though? That's not a climax.
Oh, what is the climax?
Oh my
The,
god.
the climax would be the big scene at the end where everything's coming together
Yeah.
and they have to fight the big bad, which
It's
in like
before
romance.
the end.
Right. In romance, it
Yeah,
might not
just cut it
actually be a
off there.
tangible big bad. It might be whatever emotional thing they're trying to get over by the end of the book. I've never
Well,
written
you
a
would have
book
to
where I
take it-
haven't.
No, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I've never written a book where I haven't had to rewrite the ending like at least 3 times, so I'm probably not the best person to talk about this. But I think it's about what you've introduced earlier in the stories, what the main thing is that your character is trying to get past, whether it's external
Mhm.
or internal. Ideally, it's both, especially in romance, but really I think the internal journey is important in any struggle or any story. And so I think part of what makes a good climax is the build up to the climax, and specifically that dark night of the soul beat where
Foreplay.
you see them, the foreplay, where you see them really struggling with whatever that thing is that's gotten them down. Again, ideally, it's both the external forces working against them and their own internal misbelief, so that whenever you see them finally overcoming these obstacles in the climax, that's what makes it really satisfying.
I love how prepared Shannon was. Yeah, that about
I pulled
covers
that
it. Thanks for...
straight out of my butt.
I love that for you. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to go get another
Yeah,
drink.
no,
in a
I think
minute.
that you... I do too, before we do story time. I think that you definitely have to, like, know where your characters are, like, your character's backstory and, like, their goal. And especially, like, you talked about romance, but, like, if you want to talk about fantasy, and because I'm reading fantasy right now, like, you have to have... There is so much buildup and so much internal struggle, like the darkest soul moment, and they have to hit their lowest of the low in order to make you root for them, because people want to root for the underdog, right? Like that's our natural born instinct, is to root for the underdog. So you have to make people believe that this person can't go any lower in order to raise them as high up as they can possibly go, in my opinion. And then you just cut it off and make everybody sad and leave it as a cliffhanger. Yeah.
And then after all of that, you decide whether or not you ever even want to resolve that in another book later.
Or you just
Yeah.
promise all your friends you're working on it, but then never release book 2. Rants.
I also I've seen it done, and it's really hard to do, and I tried to do it and it really was shitty. But I do know people that are so attached to their stories, which you probably shouldn't be, that will literally make multiple quote unquote endings because they just can't decide what to do for the climax. So you get like a a threesome going on. Have you guys ever seen that?
I've never
The old
personally
threesome
seen a
climax.
threesome. No.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's just me. But yeah, no, I see people try to play around with it a lot. And I don't know. I think you have to be really, really skilled in order to do that. I also think that you have to take into account not just your main character, but the characters around them, and especially the antagonist in your story, and how that you have to really take time to put yourself in their position and not be thinking about the formula and the beats that you have to hit, but also taking into account humanity. I think that's what makes writing good, is when you take into account how a human would actually react in that moment. I think I talked about it or mentioned it before, that you need to know the psychology of how a person works, especially under whatever situation you've put them in.
Definitely. I think I've read a lot of climaxes where the authors are trying to make this big dramatic scene, so they'll pull a bunch of stuff out of left field that you could have never predicted or never seen coming. And it feels a little cheap, where the best climaxes are you don't see them coming, but you realize when it happens that you could have looked back and seen the clues. And so I think that's important, that even, maybe when you're doing your first draft, you pull these things out of left field, but then whenever you edit, go back and put in the clues so that readers could have gotten there on their own. And so it's not just this total plot twist. Everyone loves a plot twist, but if it's a plot twist that no one could have seen the signs for, then it's not satisfying and it feels like a cheap party trick. But if it's something that makes you want to go back and read the book again, that's what makes it really, really satisfying.
Yeah, I think that's really key, is that they want to go back and try to find the clues, so that they can feel like they don't want to feel dumb, but like it's like, oh my God, I see it now. Like, I don't know how I missed it before, that type of.
You don't
that
want to
starts
feel like
that
the
addiction.
author is like hiding things from you just so that they can have a gotcha moment, because then you feel manipulated. They are manipulating you, but you don't want to feel the author manipulating you. If I can talk. Manipulating you.
What would you consider to be the climax moment in romance, though? Like, if you don't have a big battle or anything, you've got your darkest soul, and then in the end they get together. What's your climax in a romance?
Sure. So the Dark Night of the Soul would generally be like the breakup, because most romances have a third act breakup. Not all, but a lot of them do. And if they don't, then they usually have some other thing where their relationship is maybe challenged, or something that they've been battling in their personal life is challenged. And that's the Dark Night. And then the climax would be either like the grand gesture moment when they get back together, or them resolving whatever that other issue was. Yeah.
That makes sense. I was trying to figure out like low stakes, but yeah, no, that makes sense. I agree with that. So all in all, we don't know how to do this, and if somebody else does, let us know.
Lots of foreplay is the key to a good climax, is what we've learned today. Yeah.
Skills and foreplay.
No, it really is. And like breadcrumbs and, like a trail of roses to the bedroom. That's
because we've all read the
how you
books
get a
where
good
like it
climax.
feels like nothing's happening till the climax. You don't want that. You want the build up to the climax. Yep.
Nice and yep.
And
you want
like-
to edge your readers along until they have their big moment.
What would you suggest to fix it if you like somebody realizes that their climax is broken? How would somebody troubleshoot that?
I guess it would depend in what way it's broken. My good old technique is just rewrite it 4 times, and eventually you'll find something that doesn't suck completely. So yeah, you just have to examine what's not working, and I think going to beta readers and things like that can help you nail down what the problem is.
I think for me, because I hate rewriting because I like get stuck on the original story, and then to me that's fact. I think that taking yourself out of the situation and reading it and seeing what can be minor tweaks that you can do would be a good troubleshoot too. Like even just simple words changing can change an entire story. As people that don't actually exist, because I would never illegally share anything, have seen me do recently. Just changing minor phrases and words would help a lot with that, I think.
We're all about storytelling here, and every week we aim to share an entertaining tale. So without further ado,
it's story time with Dinosaurus.
Okay, we're going back. Okay, got it. Nailed it. We were in the cult. Surprise, I was in a cult, in case nobody knew. My friend, like a family friend, came over, and it was her and her mom and her little brother, and we had a pool at the time, and the pool had, I think it's just called a pool cover, right? The blue bubbly thingy, right? That's just a pool cover?
Sure.
Oh, okay. All right. We had a pool cover, and it's like, it literally looks like bubble wrap, but it's solid blue. And her little brother was, I think, I don't know, 4 at the time. And we were, I think, well, no, if I was still, no, so he had to be like 3 maybe, and we were 7, I think. And we were playing inside or whatever, and we were gonna play hide and go seek, and our moms were talking in the kitchen, and we made him hide, and we were gonna be the seekers because we didn't want to go look for him. We just wanted him to go away. And so we were pretending to count, and then whatever, he like disappeared and nobody knew where he went. We weren't looking for him. We were like playing in our room with Barbies or something. And eventually, we thought that it was weird that he wasn't coming back to bother us because we never went looking for him. And this was like the 2nd or 3rd round that we had done of hide and go seek, and he was catching on. So we started to look around for him, and we went outside. And it couldn't have been very long because he wasn't dead yet, but he had thought that he could stand on the pool cover, and obviously he just sunk right under and was literally wrapped in the pool cover around him and everything. So my like 7-year-old self, I don't remember, jumped into the pool and had to fish him out and like fight through the bubble wrap pool cover and everything and get this kid out and like figure out how to swim through the pool cover and with another person, and I'm like a child, and get him back onto the cover, or back onto whatever, the patio. And his sister, my friend, like ran in, was like screaming for the moms, and like they didn't understand what she was saying because she was so frantic. And they finally got to him after I had already thrown him onto the porch area. And like he was like sputtering, and like I was patting his back pretending like I knew CPR, but I really didn't. So yeah, that's the super short story of the time that I saved my friend's life.
That is fucking horrifying. That's like,
Yeah.
There's a scene in this movie Unbreakable where Bruce Willis's character like gets thrown onto a pool cover, and it like wraps up around him, and he's like trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the most terrifying things I can experience in my life. Like I can't even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you still know this kid?
I do. Yeah. I remind him quite often every time I see
him.
Yeah,
he is actually forever indebted to you. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure.
He like, we're not like I'm friends with his sister. So he's just kind of like that annoying little brother. But every time I see him, I remind him. And like this one time, I picked him up. We were going to some creepy zoo, and he like whipped out a vape in my car, and I literally snatched it from him so quick. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. You owe me your life. You're not going to sit here and vape in my car. And like I literally went all mom on him, but I reminded him that he owes me his life. So
incredible. Perfect.
Yeah, he's your Jar Jar Binks, you know?
He is. Yeah.
I hate that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You gotta have at least one mention per episode, you know?
No, you don't. So next time, you audience can maybe vote if we remember to post the poll on X, and you can choose the TARDIS adventure, my encounter with Colonel KFC? I don't remember the Colonel's name.
Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel KFC.
Or Colonel KFC. Or Poop in the Pool. Also another childhood poop story or pool story.
There are a lot of
poop story.
childhood poop stories.
Yeah.
We've had at least one or two in the past.
That's right. Yeah, we have.
My vote is definitely poop in the pool. For sure.
Mhm.
How could you say no to that?
Yeah.
How
Have
could
you guys
not
seen-
poop in the pool?
Yeah. If it doesn't
I'm
win,
going
I'll
to be
be
the old man
devastated.
here. I'm going to be the old man here. Have you guys seen Caddyshack?
No.
Classic
Mm-mm.
comedy movie. There's a scene where someone drops a candy bar in the pool and it looks like a dookie. So like everyone freaks out and they evacuate the pool and like drain it and everything. And then like the maintenance guy finds it and picks it up with his bare hand and takes a bite of it and everyone's watching and they're like, what the fuck? That's how I remember it. It happened something like that. It's just it's a candy bar.
I'm
It was a Baby Ruth or
sweating.
something.
No.
That's so hardcore. Like to scoop something out of the pool and bite into it. Did he know what it was?
Yeah, you must have.
They must have.
We
Even
don't
then,
sound very
though.
confident that he did. Yeah,
Listen,
even
it's
then,
been a
like
while
you've
since I've
got
watched
pea
it.
water all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the pea water is handled by the chlorine, so it's chlorine water.
Is it though?
Pea's sterile.
Yeah, it is. Oh, God.
Oh my god. Okay.
So we're gonna do something different this week, right? Since Daniel's not here.
Yeah. No more cringy copulation. Sort of. Oh, do you want me to read it now? Is that what you're saying? I thought we were dialoguing a little bit. Daniel dialogues.
We
with
could.
me. I'm sorry.
We can. Yeah, we can dialogue a little bit. How are you? I didn't
Crazy
do the music
weather
cue.
lately, huh?
Is that the problem? There's no music cue.
Yes.
Should I
How
do it
about them
anyway?
bears?
Okay.
Da bears. Every week, we celebrate some of the worst erotic literature in history, often selected by the Literary Review, a British literary magazine, in a segment that we call Cringy Copulation. But this week, in light of our guest co-host Shannon, Sean will be reading a cringy rom-com meet cute that was generated by ChatGPT. None of us have read this ahead of time, so let's hear it for the first time together.
All right, here we go. Apparently, the title is The Coffee Spill Catastrophe. Lila Harper
Classic.
wasn't just late. She was just chugged an iced coffee and forgot to breathe late. Clutching her novel, Taming the CEO's Forbidden Cowboy Billionaire Stepbrother, to her chest, she sprinted into the cafe. That's when it happened. The door flung open, and in the exact wrong moment, a man holding what appeared to be a gallon of artisanal oat milk latte spun directly into her. Time slowed. The latte exploded. Frothy liquid rained down like caffeinated judgment, drenching Lila from forehead to unmentionables. Oh my God, she shrieked, slicking back her coffee-coated bangs. Are you serious right now? The man who clearly thought he was in a cologne commercial whipped off his glasses to reveal piercing blue eyes that probably had their own Instagram account. His jawline could cut cheese or hearts. Unfortunately, his next move ruined everything. You're welcome, he said with a smirk. Bet no one's ever woken you up like that before. Lila blinked. I'm soaked! What part of this says thank you? He leaned in close enough that she could smell his ridiculous bergamot? Is that the right word?
Bergamot.
Bergamot aftershave. Maybe the universe wanted us to meet. Her eyes narrowed. Well, the universe owes me dry pants and an apology. With a wink that was probably illegal in several states, he held up her novel. Now dripping latte foam. Your taste in books is almost as impressive as my ability to make an entrance. Lila grabbed the book and stomped toward the bathroom, muttering, "This is why I'm into e-readers." Behind her, he called out, "Don't worry, I'll cover the dry cleaning bill if you give me your number." She flipped him off without looking back.
That man gave me the ick so fast.
Yeah.
Can we go back to her reading about stepbrother incest?
So the title of the book that she had was called Taming the CEO's Forbidden Cowboy Billionaire Stepbrother.
Oh, the CEO's stepbrother.
Yeah, I stumbled on my words there. It was fully M-dashed, by the way. I don't know how to articulate that when reading aloud, but
Just like that.
Oh God.
I'm
Yeah, I sucked.
glad that my job isn't threatened because
there
Chat
was
GPT
no
didn't
less
do very
than
well.
You're absolutely right. There's no less than 5 M-dashes in this excerpt. Excerpt?
Exert.
Excerpt.
No, excerpt.
I
Exert.
exert it a lot of energy reading that.
You did.
It
took like
it wanted to
everything
be
bad
Homer.
about it took everything bad about a cliche meet cute and made it worse.
Yeah, I think that was the point.
Yeah, there was nothing cute about it though. Like bet you've never been woken up like that before. What the fuck?
Dude, he
Imagine
drenched her
somebody
from
saying
her
that to you.
forehead down to her unmentionables.
She was
Unmentionables.
soaked immediately, so that's something.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Chat GPT was trying to be slick with it, you know?
It really was. It was so he was like spraying her with frothy liquid, and she was soaked immediately. I was like, I don't want ChatGPT.
So ChatGPT, unless you like do some real social hacking with it, like manipulating it in weird ways, it won't give you anything like overtly sexual. Unless it's like clinical. You can ask it biological questions, but like you can't be like,
It
write me a sex scene. It won't do it.
It felt
So-
a little sexual to me.
Right. So I did say, so just so you guys know, in the prompt that I gave it, I prefaced it by saying, normally we do like a cringy sex scene, but this time we want to do like a cringy meet cute from a rom-com.
So it might have picked up on
And
the
so I
sex thing
think
a little
it
bit.
wanted to
hmm
do something adjacent to that, but
It reads like those writers that are trying really hard to sound like another writer. That
Like they're trying to
don't-
copy a funny voice, but they're
it
not
literally
actually funny
is
themselves.
what that is, though.
Yeah.
It's like, it's literally a robot copying other people's voices.
Or stealing
but
from them.
I'm kind of it literally reads like writers that I know, and I don't like that. And now I'm like questioning if they use ChatGPT because that's how it sounds. You know, like it's.
You can just say Daniel.
guess it's
you don't
good at
have to dance around it.
Like I'm wondering if it's copying a person copying, because there are people feeding it, right? So
I think it like feeds off of everything. Like honestly, I don't think that you can escape it. It's probably fed off of you and me.
oh, you can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I write in Google Docs. I know
mean,
that it's fed off of my work.
Everything is crowdsourced or language models now. So like even I just
you guys
read
hear
that.
about Pokemon Go? Oh.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Pokemon Go is basically one
Mm-hmm.
huge crowdsourced like geo mapping scheme that was like apparently known from the terms of service of the game or whatever, but like
Yeah.
people basically did hundreds of millions of dollars probably in labor for free just by playing the game. And Niantic made
Right.
money from in-game purchases and stuff. It was like one of the most brilliant things a company's ever done, to be honest with you.
It really was, and like they can't stop it. Like we can't change it now. They agreed to it, so yeah, no, that one. I literally saw that this afternoon, and I sent it to a friend.
I wonder what Vin Diesel
Um,
thinks of this passage.
I
Vin,
bet
call
Paul
us.
Walker thinks about it.
Say hi to Fernando for us, Paul.
I don't think he would like ChatGPT feeding off his family. I don't think he would.
No, nothing's more important than family.
Nothing.
Oh, I didn't get the reference at first. I had
Yeah,
to think.
Dina hasn't seen The Fast and the Furious, you guys.
Yeah. I don't remember how we transition to the next part. So if you guys just want to call us and leave a message and tell us how you feel about this cringy meet cute, you can call us at 347-69-WEIRD. That's 347-699-3473.
Call
The
or text
Eagle.
now. The Eagle.
Oh yeah, you guys can text us too. I keep forgetting that. Text us and maybe we'll text you back, or we might just
You
ignore
can-
you. It
You
just
can
depends.
sext us too. Whatever you want.
Don't send dick pics without consent. Daniel might consent. I won't.
Yeah, but this goes to all of us. Actually, it goes to me, and then I show it to them. So don't send dick pics.
So go ahead and send. No, go ahead and send Sean.
Do you feel comfortable speaking on my behalf, Dina? Is that what you're
I
saying?
do. I do. I'm comfortable speaking on your behalf. Yeah.
Amazing.
I can represent you.
Shannon, remind us again about your book that comes out next year.
Yeah, so The Underachiever's Guide to Love and Saving the World comes out August of next year. It's about two idiots who have to be chosen ones and save a fantasy world, and they're really bad at it. And it's available for pre-order now. And if you pre-order, it will make my publisher not hate me, and I will appreciate that forever. So you can find me on social media. I am Sloanberg's author on Instagram and TikTok.
And the links will be in the description below. Cannot wait to read that book.
You can find me on. Wait, I have to do it in the right order. You can find me on Threads, but it's really scary there, and I probably don't want to talk to anybody on there.
Dina
It's
walks into
Dinosaurus
Threads.
DMIW.
Dina at Dinosaurus DMIW on Threads. She walks into Threads, drops a smoke bomb, and then disappears. And then she's like, "Everyone's
People
mean
are
over
so
there."
She posts
I
rage
don't
bait
like-
and then is surprised when people are
Yeah.
enraged.
Surprise
Chicken
Pikachu
was
bait.
meant to be rage bait. Okay, whatever. Never mind. People are really mean on Threads, so I don't like to go there. But you can also. Oh, by the way, I updated my website, and if anybody out there listening just happens to want to buy me like a shirt that I can wear on Amazon, go ahead and find my Amazon wish list.
You updated your website?
Yeah, you guys can buy me t-shirts from my Amazon wish list on dinosaurusd.com. I think. I hope that's my website. Anyway, you can also find me on Twitter at at Dinosaurusd. That's D like D's notes. Are you both
Dude.
looking at my website?
Yes.
Hold on a second. You added a GIFs link to the navigation? You can't do that unless you're like an e-girl that shows your titty meats online. Like,
It's
you know
just
that,
shameless
right?
at
We'll
this
see what
point.
happens. We'll see what happens.
You know, I'm a bottle of wine in. Something might happen. We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I was really proud of that. And you know what?
Incredible.
I'm technically an e-girl. I have a podcast on YouTube.
You want a wine aerator deluxe?
Bet your ass I
2025
do.
red wine aerator decanter with unique
bet
3-stage
you-
aeration.
I also have a
your ass I do.
There's a pasta maker on there too.
Nice.
I got super
Nice.
drunk and I updated
Incredible.
my website, and I was like, you know what? No, why not?
Wow. There's not as many teal things on here that as I would have expected, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
A
I
lot
know,
of
but there's
books.
also like a $1,500 podcast setup too. So
Dina, there's like 400 t-shirts on here.
I'm supposed to have a new T-shirt every episode, and I failed.
Why didn't
so
you tell me
I
about
want to get back
this?
on track.
I love the shirt
Um,
that's just author in big letters with
Yeah.
a period. That's amazing.
What's with the Scooby-Doo costume?
Oh, that's I'll wear a costume on the show if somebody wants to buy me one of those costumes. I can be
Oh.
Daphne from Scooby Doo, or Mia Thermopolis, or Frost from The Flash,
This is amazing.
or
The fairy costume with the crop top and the mini skirt. Oh man.
oh yeah, that's
I'm
Winx
in.
Club.
I'm in. Someone buy Dina a
That's
costume and
Winx Club.
she'll wear it on a future episode.
Yeah, maybe I should
Dinosaurus.com.
throw some wigs on there.
Oh my
Sean,
God,
where can the
there
folks
is-
find you?
Hold on. I didn't do the big D thing. So you need to do, where can the people find you
Oh,
on
okay.
X.com?
You can find me on X at Dinosaurus D. That's D like D's notes.
Thank you, Shannon.
Well,
Thank you.
And where
Oh,
can they
Sean,
find
where
me?
can the folks
Thank you so
find
much
you?
for asking. You can find me on X.com at Shays Holdu.
you can also find him editing this video for the next 2 years.
47 minutes.
Yeah. What are you having for dinner, Sean?
I'm having shrimp fettuccine alfredo and roasted artichokes.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
hey,
still
I
think
had
about
shrimp
Sean's
Alfredo.
cooking.
Did you say shrimp?
Yeah.
I had had shrimp Alfredo for dinner.
Are we twinsies?
Oh my God, we're twinsies.
That's so
You
amazing.
both have orange shirts too.
This
That's
is
so
red,
cute.
but it
Oh,
might
it
be
looks kind of orange
oversaturated.
in my thing.
Are
It
you
looks orange on
colorblind
mine.
like your husband?
No,
What?
I match colors for a living. I'm not.
Yeah, she
colorblind.
literally paints professionally.
Yeah.
I love that
Did you
for
forget?
her. Then why would she think that this is fucking both orange?
It looks orange on my screen. It looks like a bright orange.
How old is your computer?
Very.
It must be that
It's also
old country
covered
internet.
in auto enamel paint. Like it spatters all over the place.
Oh,
No,
yeah, and there's
not
like
so
vines
much,
growing
but-
over it too from the plants.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and there's probably like a cat walking in front of the screen currently.
Probably.
All right, Dina, how do we end these things?
I don't remember. I was
Jazz
hoping
hands?
you would do it.
Jazz hands!
Oh,
Shannon's got it!
Yay.
Don't Make It Weird with Daniel Quigley, Dinosaurus, and Sean Holden. Produced and edited by me, Sean Holden. Theme song by Amaria. The song you're hearing right now is written and performed by Anthony Lafusi. You can rate and review this show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, and wherever else you download your podcasts. Got a question for Daniel or Dina? Call the Don't Make It Weird hotline at 347-69-WEIRD. That's 347-699-3473. Leave us a message. It could be featured on a future episode. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Don't Make It Weird on YouTube for the video presentation or on your favorite podcast app for the audio-only version of the show. We'd also like to give a huge shout out to our amazing Patreon supporters. Your support means the world to us. Shannon Bright, Matthew S., Grant Stenton, Stephen Howard, Levi Burzloff-Lutt, AC Alabaster, RM Hamrick, and Chris. If you'd like to join our Patreon and get access to exclusive content for just $1 a month, head over to patreon.com/DMIW. Thank you so much for listening, and we love you.
Don't make it weird. Was that okay?